Noticed a trend? My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello? That's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Imagine me, a dog, moving in with a human. I didn't know how it would work. Turns out, my human's pretty entertaining. For instance, every time I give my human his ball, he throws it as far as he can. And I'm like, dude, that's your ball. So I go get it. But he just throws it. Again. I gotta say, though, the more he does it, the funnier it is. I love my human.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day.
Football
I want to be a
stadium.
bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And lead the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
A1R Psychic, Metaphysical and Wellness Radio. A breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network. Medium with Christina Watts. Live from the DivineMedium.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519.
We are live with audience on Facebook. You can go to Facebook, the Divine Medium, and join in on the live feed and watch live, or keep watching on the A1R. Okay, we're going to answer some questions today. A lot of people love this segment of the show where we just present answers for a lot of people's questions. A little background that you guys are learning about me is that I did pass away in 2009. And I am giving you guys answers for things that you have been searching for all your life. I was there for a very long time, and I have the answers that you're seeking. So we are going to answer some of those questions. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to kind of present is from a Tammy Webb. And she asks, do you still feel that connection to your significant other on the other side? Of course. That connection is never broke. Even when you're on the other side, that connection is not broke. Now, a question that was presented to me with a client today during a reading was she didn't understand how her loved one could be everywhere. She could understand the concept of God being everywhere, but she couldn't understand her loved one being everywhere. And the concept that you guys have to understand is if God made you in his image and he can be everywhere, so can you. That concept isn't separated at all. So your loved one can be doing another life and still be with you, still be with grandma, still be with mom, doing a lecture in heaven. Your soul is like an atom, and it breaks up into little particles, and it can go everywhere. So your loved one doesn't technically leave you. And they kind of laugh because you guys go to graves, and I guess you guys are expecting them to be sitting on a tombstone, kicking their feet. And they're not doing that. They're literally in the car going to the gravesite with you. Okay, so they're with you all the time. Let's see. Tammy Webb kind of presents it in a more detailed question here when she says, do you still have a you're the one feeling, a strong connection to just one soul or person? Does that make sense? And it does. You can, and this usually happens with a twin flame. Basically, the twin flame is two parts, one female, one male of one soul. So you're taking one energy and splitting up into two, okay? And that's the connection that you'll feel there. Okay, so somebody asks, can you talk about soul retrieval and how to regenerate soul pieces? And it goes more into further depth when it's referred to as a thought that our life now progresses. The hurtful past episodes keep a piece of our soul there in that past hurt, so we're losing bits. No, you don't lose bits of your soul because all of that has to kind of go with you in the transition area or the hall of knowledge where you're going to review it in what's called a life review. The life review is you feeling everything you felt as well as everyone else around you. So it's almost like, let's say, for example, this is your loved one, okay? And this is you, and maybe the dynamic between the two of you wasn't really great. So you're going to feel what you felt, and you're going to feel your loved one what they felt. So it's almost like you switched roles, and you're going to feel what you did to yourself, okay? So you being the other person. Hope you guys can understand that. And the purpose of the life review is not God judging you, but you judging yourself. Because I don't think you're going to learn anything if somebody's standing there going, you did this, 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 and this wrong. It's going to feel more real if you're in the moment and you're feeling it and you're going, I shouldn't have did that, because you're going to feel what the other person felt, the whole point of it. And she said to me, you know, well, if this is a school, you know, why would God create this, like, non-reality? Because it's kind of like reading a book, okay? You read the book, and it's a story, it's great, okay? But you're only absorbing the words. You're not absorbing the experience. It's not until you go into the book and actually experience the story for itself, that you're making it a reality to your soul. You're taking on the experience as real. So yeah, this might all be faked, but it's still real to your soul by learning the experiences, and that's what makes it important. And I don't think that she was understanding that concept, and that's okay. I love that, I get souls like this coming to me, wanting this thirst for learning. It's amazing to me that they just want to keep learning no matter how hard it gets, and it's been really hard on her. I saw that today. Can a loved one, this is from Jessica Shank, can a loved one that passed be one of your guides? Yes and no, and I'll tell you why. Let's say, for example, Grandpa dies at age 5. You're at age 5 and Grandpa dies. There's those 5 years that you would be unguided if your grandfather was your guide. So that's not going to work. It would have to be somebody that you didn't know in this lifetime. They have to be there from the time that you create your soul contract to the very past the end when you go back to heaven. So it can't be somebody you know in this lifetime. Okay? Tammy Webb. I'm loving Tammy Webb's questions. Do your feelings here for people carry over with you when you pass, and do you have those same feelings for the same souls? Okay, now this actually reminds me of the reading I did today. And she was asking kind of the same question. Is he going to remember me? Is he going to have the same feelings for me when I cross? And yes, it's going to be in a different kind of dynamic, okay? So what you're going to have is a soul that remembers the life, remembers the feelings, but then also remembers all the past lives you had with them, okay? It's a soul recognition. They're going to recognize you here, all the past lives you had with them, and all the dynamics and the relationship dynamics you had with them in those past lives. So it's a different kind of feeling, that because what I find when here on Earth, when I came back here, was a lot of people like to kind of put the soul in like a cup, okay, and contain it into one little section of area, that this is you, and when you go to heaven, you're going to have these feelings for these certain people. When you're going to have feelings for all kinds of people, not just the ones you've had here, okay? And you don't want to stick your soul into a little container. Your soul's not meant to be in a container. It's meant to be free and learn multiple things at multiple levels. You don't want to contain it in a small space, okay? That's not how that works. Will your soulmate protect you from their own destruction by cutting you out of their lives? Okay, soulmate isn't what you're thinking. A soulmate can be anybody from your grandmother to your daughter to your mother. A soulmate is just a soul that repeated a life with you, okay? And basically, no, a soulmate's not going to protect anything, but if you're experiencing something with your soulmates, okay? Hold on real quick, guys. Okay. If you're experiencing something with your soulmate, it's basically just something to be learned. You have to learn from it, okay? It's not cutting you out. It's not, destruction. It's more, okay, if it's rough with that person, you're just going to learn with that person. Does drinking alcohol keep you on a lower vibration? It depends, okay? If you're just having like 1 or 2 drinks, not really, okay? You're just kind of calming your soul down. But when you go into excessiveness with it, that's when you're going to have a problem. What you're going to have is a replacement. And this is when you have somebody that does something and they don't remember doing it. That's because technically their soul is not there. A soul cannot be in a vessel when it's so woozy and trying to kind of balance itself out. It will actually leave, and then it leaves a vacant spot for something else to come in. And then that thing ends up doing something. And that's why you have trouble remembering, okay? So you don't want to go excessively drinking. Okay, this is Sandra Cano. Can we talk about the sun and the planet Lake that appears next to the sun? Now, a lot of people think that this is Mars. It really isn't. Okay? You're going to have a lot of people thinking it's Mars. It really isn't. When the veil is thinning and the more it thins out, you are going to start seeing things you didn't see before. Planets are going to start surfacing. Way back when, okay, years and years and years ago, before Christ was even here, there was planets here, and they were being seen from Earth before the veil really got really, really thick, okay? There was actually a planet that was going around Pluto, and I believe it was called Juno at the time, and I have it in my notes here, but from what I gathered and remembered them telling me, it was called, I believe it was called Juno, and it was a planet that was actually going around Pluto, and now we don't really see that, and that's the veil covering that up. But as soon as the veil starts thinning back out again, you're going to have all these different things showing. There was, research papers on decomposed fairies all of a sudden started surfacing, and people are starting to notice, okay, everybody in Ireland started talking about the fairies out there. There's tons of fairies out here in Ireland. We see them all the time. And then all of a sudden, there's decomposed fairies that are just showed up on Earth. That's because all these realms, and it's kind of like this, you kind of have all of these realms blending, okay? So all these realms are blending. They're not up, they're not down, so maybe this is the fairy realm, this is the mermaid realm, this is Earth in the middle, but they're all blending. So if the veil thins out, you're going to start seeing these other realms coming to light and blending with our world, okay? So it's not going to be anything new. So that is another planet, but it's not necessarily Mars. Okay. Tammy Webb. Again, why would two people not reconnect in this lifetime if they both had strong feelings for one another? A first love scenario that never got a second chance. And Michelle Clark said, great question. And then somebody else said, okay, that's just them commenting. Basically, what you have here is soul contracts that were not to collide, okay? Yes, you're feeling a strong pull, and that's because it's a past life that you're feeling. You're feeling what you had with that person from a past life, okay? And that magnet is kind of being pulled. So basically what happened is you didn't go through the transition regression period very well. So what will happen after this life is when you go back to heaven, they're going to put you through the resting place again. And the resting place is they kind of, okay, let's say, for example, I keep getting pulled to Ireland. I keep getting pulled to Ireland. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Ireland. When you go back to heaven, they're going to try to wipe that part of your mind clean so that you don't keep getting pulled to a certain person or pulled to a certain area, because you're not going to learn that way if you keep regressing back to past lives, okay? So this is why this happens. And no, not necessarily. You're not meant to be together in this lifetime, but you're being pulled to that person because of a past life. You're remembering, your soul's kind of remembering the nostalgic love and the amazing feelings they gave you from that life. Doesn't mean that it's meant to happen again in this life. And that's most likely why it's not working out. When things don't work out, it's supposed to not happen. When things are meant to work out, they're just going to slip and click right into place into your life. Okay? When you go against the grain and you're not listening to your guides, it's going to be chaos. It's not like you're going to hit roadblocks over and over again. You're going to finally step back and go, you know what, this isn't working. There's a reason this isn't working. It's not working. I mean, we just went through it.
Yes.
I mean, what were we shopping for?
Furniture.
Oh, yeah, we were shopping for furniture at the different various furniture stores, and I just kept going, why can we not find these items? We kept hitting roadblocks, and Yvonne had just said, we're not meant to find these items. We're just not meant to. And I kept hearing Maria, my guide, say, go to TJ Maxx. So we were like, screw it, let's go. So we went to TJ Maxx, and we found everything, and I saved a ton of money. It worked out. Again, just slipped into place. Okay. Bonnie Wills asks, what was Jesus's message that we have gotten to messed that we have gotten so messed up in versions of religion. And I go through this a lot with people and in my mind a lot that, I keep going back to all of the religions that killed people because they didn't believe in their topics or believed in their discussions or believed in their beliefs, period. And they killed people for it. That's not Jesus' way. It never was. That would be the ego playing, and that would be dark playing that role. And I'm not connected to any religions. I'm more connected to the way Jesus taught, which was spirituality, which was connecting to earth, nature, love, the love of people, learning from your soul contract, reconnecting back to heaven, remembering your loved ones. I mean, right in Matthew 17, he calls forth Spirit himself. He called forth Moses and Elijah, and both have been dead before he was even alive, which would be 500 to 1500 BC. They would have been way dead before he even came into being. So when he called forth those two spirits, he was technically AKA a medium. He was a spirit communicator. And if he says in the Bible, and his message was, go out and do as I did, that's simply what spirit communicators are doing, except there's only a few of us here. Not everyone has this ability. So you got to be careful. Just because something's popular and fun doesn't mean you take it on as your mission, okay? Because then you're going to really mess up your mission. You're not going to be seeing what you're supposed to be doing with your learning, okay? So you want to be careful with that. Tammy Webb says, how do we get over regrets? Tammy Webb and Melissa Ream, I swear. They're great. I love it. Tammy Webb says, how do we get over regrets? You don't want to get over regrets because they're technically in heaven. There is no mistakes. There is no failures. There is only learning. You don't want to see things as right or wrong. But choosing an option is how you're going to learn. How you choose is how you're going to learn. So if you're not technically happy with something, don't feel regretful, change it. That's the whole point of this. It's your life. It's your life review you're going to have to experience after you pass. So take it as it is. If you don't like something, change it. Okay, let me see here. All right. Okay, there's a ton of questions here. I don't even know what to pick. Okay, Robin Abbott says, do all souls get along when they get to the other side? Yes, because there is a peaceful calming that comes over your soul. And let's say, for example, you were not real religious, but your dad was. When you cross over, your dad's going to stand there and go, I didn't get it. I'm sorry. And you and him are going to kind of reconnect in a spirit kind of way where there's a lot of forgiveness there. Because when you're here, you get clouded by things. When you're there, it kind of reveals itself and you're all-knowing again. And you understand how things down here work or things here work. Okay? Is there dancing in heaven? Actually, Beverly Sosi, yes, there is dancing. You can dance. You can have fun. Of course, yes. Okay. I want to go down to a Melissa Reams question. So we're going to go down and we're going to look at a Melissa Reams question. Let's see. Where's her questions begin? Because she's got like 20. All right. Okay, Melissa Ream. She asks the best questions. I can't take it. I love it. So if I'm watching ghost adventures of some kind of ghost huntings on TV, can those things cross over into people's homes through just watching TV? This is such a good question. This is why I love Melissa Ream. Okay, so basically, you have energy that will go anywhere. So let's say, for example, you suddenly are thinking of grandma, okay, and then you suddenly feel something in the room and then something happens, okay? This is you calling in your grandmother, okay? You're purposely pushing her in your mind. Now, if you just suddenly are just watching washing dishes, okay, and suddenly you think of grandma, that's grandma doing that to you, okay? She's placing the thought of herself in your mind to kind of say, hey, I'm in the room, don't freak out if something moves or makes a noise, okay? So when you watch Ghost Adventures, if it's happening in real time, okay, if this is something really happening in real time, you can pull in these things, okay? That's why after a show, you're kind of like, what's that? What's that? Okay? You're pulling these things in because where you think or where you pull energy in is where it's going to follow. Energy goes where it's followed or called upon. Melissa Reed. So I had a friend that spent the night in Gettysburg at a bed and breakfast on the battlefields during a fall event. She swears that she must have brought home a soldier. Can they follow people home? Yes, and this is kind of how this works. All souls cross over. It drives me nuts when I watch a show or I see something or I see somebody say, oh, I crossed them over. No, when you die, you've crossed over. You're no longer in the physical, okay? You've crossed over. There's no other way about it. Now, you might get somebody in the Hall of Knowledge. It's a hallway area or a corridor where your life review is playing out, and then you suddenly put yourself in a perception of what you think heaven is, okay? Once you get past that transition of remembering what heaven really is, then you start seeing real heaven, okay? But this is, and some people, and I call it plateau sometimes, because this is when you have somebody that commits suicide. They're not in hell, they're in heaven. They place themselves in a perception where they think, I just did something bad, I have to review this, I have to understand why, okay? Where some people put them right into heaven. They'll place themselves right into heaven and say, I can no longer do this, and I know God forgives me, and it's not even about forgiveness. He understands how hard it can be here, okay? And you know, he sees the toughness. I mean, he came here. He understands it for himself, okay? So you're not alone. That was the whole point of him coming, was to show you, I'm like you, you are like me, I made you in my image, I understand how these things work. Again, spirit can be everywhere. God can be, let's just use an example, God can be here in a vessel, and I call this the astronaut suit. You have to wear the astronaut suit in space to be in space. Your earth vessel, or your earth suit, as Lori called it today, you have to wear that to be here on earth, to eat its food, breathe its air, things like this, okay? So yes, again, so let's say, for example, Melissa, your friend had this bright light about her, and that soldier kind of wanted to not be in plateau anymore and kind of stopped wanting to review this stuff over and over again, and he saw this bright light, and he thought, oh, let me learn about that. So he went with her. Doesn't mean it's malicious, doesn't mean it's mean. He just kind of was drawn to her energy, and that can happen because heaven and earth are blending. Heaven is not up, heaven is not down. It is blending, just like all the other realms are, okay? And there's more than just earth. There's other places you can go. How many spirit guides does the average person have? Well, that can vary, okay, based off of what you're doing, based on the person. I have 111. This year, I suddenly had 122. Okay, the numbers can change based off of like how you're maneuvering on your soul contract. Every day you make decisions which can change your soul contract at any point in time. Your soul contract, just real quick, is on your hand. All these lines, your soul contract's on your hand. What you could have been doing as opposed to what you are doing. And I'm going to suggest you guys do a challenge. Take a picture of your hands, and maybe say 3-6 months later, take the pictures again, and then compare the pictures. I guarantee these lines are going to change, okay? Do we adapt to have the same personality, likes or dislikes, as our lead spirit guide? You can. You can tend to pick spirit guides that are similar to your personality. I've seen that before. Or you can have total opposites, like me and Maria. Maria's like very, don't do that, and I'm like, I'm going to go do that. So, there you go. Can we keep our same spirit guide that we had since the beginning of time for us? Does God know will be a good fit? You can. It's just like picking a soulmate that kind of repeats lives with you, like that favorite grandma that you loved ends up being your mom or ends up being your sister. In each life, they change roles because, again, you guys are actors in an acting play, and you're playing out a life lesson. You're learning let's just say this is your life book in heaven, okay? And there's different sections or chapters in your book. So your first life is here in your book, okay? And then let's go a few more pages, and there's your second life, okay? This is how this works. Each chapter is going to be different people, maybe the same people playing different roles. It's whoever you're drawn to is going to be in your storybook, okay? Maybe you want to pull in new characters. Maybe you want to pull out not so great characters. Let's say you don't get along with somebody and you don't want to repeat a life with them. So you sit back and you go over the life review when you both pass and you go, we didn't get along so great. I don't think I want to do this again with you. I want to pick somebody else. And maybe you should pick somebody else because this isn't working. And you guys can do that. You have that power to do that, okay? You have that free will. You always have free will attached, okay? There is some realms you don't have free will. But this life you do, and in heaven you do. You can choose for yourself. God just sits back and goes, grow, learn, keep going, understand love, understand why I love, and understand what I've created here. Don't give up, keep going. Because each time you give up on a life, you're just going to have to come back and repeat it again, okay? Or repeat and repeat until you pass. You can't get to 5th grade until you pass 4th, okay? So if you don't like something, change it. Don't wait around for somebody to change it for you.
This is A1R.
The Ask One Radio Network.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon test and keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Testing for radon is easy. Just call 866-730-GREEN.
Make it green, green, green.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
Oh, hi. Right now, I'm getting a remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. Now, if you could let me down. See, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. And before we left, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, then made sure it was cold. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
A1R, Lifestyle, Healing and Wellness Radio. A breath of fresh air. This is A1R, a product of Positive Peak.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now the Terry Lynn Boyle Show with Terry Lynn Boyle. Live from amethystforest.ca. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Terry Lynn Boyle Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy first day of school if you're here on Vancouver Island anyway. I think most of Canada has started school today, but some start tomorrow. Kindergarten starts tomorrow because I have a 5-year-old granddaughter that starts kindergarten and was heartbroken because she didn't start today. So But it's all good. We have one more sleep, and we've worked through the drama and the horror of not getting to start when everybody else did. So I hope that you've had a beautiful week. I hope that you are practicing self-care and all of the wonderful things that are involved with self-care. Today is a special day. It's a sad day I have for my sister. All of you know that I have a sister. If you've been listening to me at all, I have a wonderful sister who is 52 years old. Oh, sorry, Janine. I probably shouldn't have told your age. Anyway, sorry. But Janine has spina bifida. And she's quite amazing, and I admire her, and I am full of respect and love for that woman. 23 years ago today, they said Janine would never get pregnant, and she did, and it was wonderful. And her husband Mark, we were all really happy and a little bit shocked about it, actually, but it was just it was the miracle baby. And then I remember one morning just knowing that I had to go and just go to Janine's. There was something wrong, and I knew that. And I went over to her house and knocked on her door, and as soon as she opened the door, I just looked at her and said, "What's the matter?" And she was about 4 months pregnant, and her water had broke, and she lost Troy. That was 23 years ago today. So I thought, in honor of my sister, because I'm asked a lot, and I know what I believe and what I've learned about babies' spirits and souls through miscarriages, abortions, and that kind of thing. It's such a tough thing to deal with as a woman. I lost a baby also to a miscarriage, and it's emotional. So I was looking on the wonderful internet today, and I found a few things that I was hoping would maybe help. This one lady she's a medium also, and she has a blog, and unfortunately, I'm sorry, I forgot to write down her name, but she had a really good thing, and I wanted to read this to you tonight. Okay. There can be many reasons why a child dies. It is never, ever fair to the parent. The spirit of the child has free will. Oh, wait, I lost my page here. Where? Oh, the spirit of the child has free will, just as you and I do, all manifestations of life do. The soul of a child exists well before actual conception. Each soul picks their parent. We all choose our parents because they can help us learn the lessons we need to learn to grow in this lifetime on this earth. We choose our mother first. I think it's because she literally grows us in her body and then nourishes our body with her milk. That we choose our fathers just the same as our mothers. We will learn many things, many things from him, and he is just as important. Our free will begins before conception, when we choose to experience life on our terms. I've found that most cases of miscarriage, when the spirit was choosing its life lessons, we choose to, sorry, I just moved my camera, not thinking about it. I can move my paper here, sorry. When the spirit, I lost my place. I found that in most cases of miscarriage, when the spirit was choosing its life lessons, they chose too few. These life lessons were completed all in a very short time without leaving the mother's womb. If we go back to the model that spirit chooses 25 life lessons and themes to work on while we're here, and then we look at the life of a spirit that ended before it was able to survive independently, we know that it most likely only chooses 2 or 3 life lessons. Most of the time, this is done on purpose. The spirit needs to experience 1 or 2 specific lessons in order to grow. The most common of those lessons is unconditional love. Once these lessons have been completed, the spirit is then given the opportunity to go home and start again, having the free will to choose as many lessons as he or she desires. How we lost the child really has less to do with us and more to do with that child's spiritual journey. Most mothers hurt emotionally more than physically after this loss. My belief is that the spirit of that child stays in the aura or etheric field of the mother until such time that she may manifest a new opportunity for it to return. Fortunately, sometimes it takes a few opportunities before the spirit can fully manifest. This is the reason to have some women have more than one miscarriage. What happens when the spirit cannot manifest? The mother does not become pregnant again or is unable to carry to term. The spirit stays within with the mother in the auric field until such time that she returns home. So essentially, our babies never leave us. Now, I found this quite interesting. I don't know enough to say whether I completely agree with this or not, but I found that it was, it helped me to find maybe a little bit of hope, or maybe finding the positive in a really crappy situation. So I hope that you found a little bit of solace in that, Janine. I know Janine's listening tonight. And one thing that I do want to say, though, is that it's just all about love, because we all love those babies, whether they're born or not, and they're always with us. So, always know that you've done everything you can to bring that child into the world, and don't feel any blame or guilt that they've left. Remember, it's all about the baby. It's not just about us. So now I am sure that I have, this is, okay, you guys are going to have to excuse me for a second because I am trying to learn. This is the new Skype. I updated. Oh, and I found it. Okay, so I hope all of you have a wonderful next 30 minutes, because right now I'm going to go to California for a little while, and I'm going to talk to Michelle, who is in Costa Mesa. How are you, Michelle?
I'm great. How are you? I'm so happy to talk to you.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to talk to you too. And in California, where is Costa Mesa?
It's in Orange County, part of California.
Oh, okay, I've been there.
A beach area, kind of.
Okay, I want to come visit you, because your beaches are hotter than we have up here.
Anytime, come visit me.
Actually, I'll be there for Christmas.
Oh, well, it'll be a
What's
little
your
cold
address?
by then. I'm
What's
sorry,
your
what's that?
address? What's your
right now
address?
I'm currently at work,
Kidding.
so I'm at 3233. We come
Okay,
anytime.
That is, I will, don't worry. So how can I help you tonight, Michelle?
Oh, I'm not sure which question I want to ask first. Okay, well, one question I do want to know. Yeah, one question I do want to know is, when do you see me meeting my life partner? And where will I meet them?
Okay, so I am going to tell you something. I have been sitting here because what I do is I doodle. I don't know why. I don't know why I do the things I do, but I sit and I doodle. Normally, what I do is I draw cubes because I don't know how. So I am trying to perfect the imperfect cube, which I pretty much have perfected. So tonight, though, I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm not drawing cubes. I'm drawing hearts.
Aww.
Right above your name.
That.
You see that?
Oh, I love that.
And I have, because I'll sit here and I'll ask Spirit, okay, so what are we going to talk about tonight? And I just kind of write down whatever comes into my head. And tonight I was told that we're going to all about the love. Okay? So you called on a good night because it is all about the love. Now,
yay!
Are you connected to red hair in some way?
To red parents?
Red hair, the color red in your hair.
No.
Okay.
No, I have a dark brown hair, like almost black.
Okay, no, but I mean, are you attracted to red hair? Because I don't see you with red hair. I see a partner. I'm just seeing red hair. Okay?
Not usually. I mean, if it's brown and has like reddish in it, it's okay. But usually like red, no, I'm not.
I'm not saying flaming red. I'm not saying flaming red. Okay, so it's okay. It's all right. No. You like Carrot Top, right? No, I'm kidding. Okay, I think that this is someone, how I'm feeling right now is that you've kind of had a tough go when it's come to love. You haven't always made the best choices. But
no.
you know what? You, me, all of us, we've all made wrong choices until we meet that one love, right? So for
Correct.
for you, Michelle, I'm feeling like you're starting to, I feel like you've kind of come out of this slump that you've been of some kind, and you've actually started to really take care of yourself and have some self-love.
Yes, I'm
And
working
so-
on myself for sure.
Yeah, no, but I feel that now that you've done that, you've started to, I'm being told that now that you love yourself, you have prepared yourself to be loved in the proper way. So, and I do believe that this man does have, and I do not think that it's completely red. There's something about red hair with him, and it's whether there's just a little bit of red in it, maybe as a joke, he dyed it a crazy red, but there's something about color red and his hair. So, but I don't believe that it's a natural color for him. And if it is, there's brown in it, and it's just got red tint. I see him as I don't see him as a really tall man. I see him as a little bit like maybe about 5'10". I don't see him as a short guy either. Probably about
her.
5'10". A her.
Okay, so yeah, so she would be 5'10".
Yep. What is red hair? Keeps coming back. Huh. Maybe that's why I'm
Okay.
only seeing red, because I'm not I didn't pick up on the female.
Huh.
So, but you know what? That's, I'm not all knowing, honey. Don't even think that for 1 second. And and you know what the funny thing is that I don't, like most. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, this
I
is the
love
day
it.
I'm telling you. So
I threw you off when I said that.
you did completely, because I was like, oh, how come I didn't pick up on that? I usually do. You know?
But the funny thing is most people cannot pick up on that with me. I don't know why, but they can't tell.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But I do see there's something about red hair, and there's curls. Do you know actresses? Do you like theater people that do theater there, smaller theater?
I don't know of anybody, but
start going
I'm willing to meet.
You know, you are not desperate, honey. You are a beautiful woman. But the thing is that I think what needs to be, you need to realize is how beautiful you are on the inside. And this is what I'm talking about, is that you're finally starting to realize that. And that makes sense to me now that you're trying to be your true, authentic self. And this is the journey this is the time that you've started to become more aware of that. And not that I don't think you've ever been proud of who you are, because I feel like you've always been proud of yourself and who you are.
Yeah.
But there's just been some bad choices made.
Yeah.
Let's call them.
For sure.
Yeah. And you didn't take care of yourself without putting yourself first. So now I challenge you to put yourself first, which I do realize you've started to do. And there's something about the theater and red hair. All of a sudden I thought, oh, maybe it's Annie, because that's what I'm kind of seeing is red curly hair, but I don't believe it's real. So if there is a show, if Annie's playing in there, then get in there, because you never know what her Annie might look like.
I am so going to look for that show now.
Annie's Nanny, yeah.
Yes, for sure. I'm going to definitely look for that.
Yeah, no, that's, yeah. So that's where I would go. But I do see you kind of having a strong relationship, but I don't think it's the next one. I think the next one is just kind of like a easygoing kind of friendship more than a lifelong partner. And then the one after that is where I feel that is where you find a lifelong partner. And I'd say probably about 5'10". 5'10". Longer hair.
Okay.
But, and, okay, yeah. You should connect with me, Michelle. Shoot me an email at terrylynboyle@gmail.com, okay?
I'm sorry. What was that, Terry what?
Terry Lynn Boyle.
Terry Lynn Boyle. Is it?
TerryLynn Boyle.
Boyle. Okay, at gmail.com, you said?
At gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Vancouver Island Medium. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
what was that on Facebook? I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
Under Vancouver Island Medium.
Vancouver Island. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm definitely going to find you.
Perfect. That sounds great. So, Michelle, I'll see you at Christmas. Just drop off your address there.
Yeah, and maybe if I have my partner then we can all have dinner together.
And, honey, if you do not have your partner, you let me know because I have lots of friends.
Oh, yay. I am so open. Oh, sounds perfect to me.
You take care, Michelle, and I will
thank
talk
you.
to you again soon. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Again, that was really a lot of fun. And it's so funny that I didn't pick up on that. Well, look at me go. But we do have somebody else in Indiana now. Sierra from, oh my goodness, Sierra, you're in Indiana. Are you there? Hello, Sierra. Well, Sierra, I guess you're not there right now, so we're just going to try and fill. It's funny, I think that it's all about love tonight because I'm just keep drawing hearts. And it just seems like that's what it's all about. And I didn't mean to start off on a little bit of a depressing, but not that it's depressing because I think that pregnancy is a beautiful thing, and I think that children are wonderful, and those that don't come through are just as gorgeous. So anyway, let's try and find the positive in everything that we do. When we're trying to find love, like Michelle was trying to find love, what we have to do is we have to love ourselves first. This scared me. Dave, my headphones just talked to me and just scared me. Sierra, you're there now?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Okay. And you are in Indiana. Tell me the name. Monrovia?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's I've never heard of that town. Not that I've heard of all towns. How can we help you tonight, Sierra?
I kind of have a lot going on in my life, and I'm not sure the outcome of a lot of things. A lot of things are kind of up in the air right now.
Sierra, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to start believing in yourself a bit more, because I don't feel like you believe in yourself, and that your self-esteem has kind of been taking a bit of a battering lately. So the first thing, honey, is that I feel like you have done a lot of work to take care of other people. And I harp on this a lot, and I preach about this a lot, about self-love and taking care of yourself. And I don't feel like you take that time. Are you taking that time for yourself these days at all?
Somewhat, not really.
Yeah. I have, so as I said, I doodle and stuff, and how I feel about what I've been doodling is lots of chaos, and it's like I continue to write that over and over and over, and I feel like it's the chaos is all in your head. So there's a lot of emotional disheaval up in your head, not knowing which way to turn. And right now I feel like you're at a very strong crossroads in your life. I will tell you, I believe, yeah, honey, what you're thinking about doing is the right thing to do. Okay? You have gone over this in your head for quite a while. And I kind of feel like if you go to the right, This is the way you'll find your path, and you can do this. Okay?
Okay.
The one really strong thing with you is you don't seem to believe in yourself. So this is where I want you to start taking time for you and start really believing in who you are and knowing that and seeing the strength that you have within yourself. Have you recently had a death in your family?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah. Now, what does this have to do with you? Is this your mother? Or a mother figure?
My sister, my only sister. My older sister.
Your older sister, yeah, that's yeah, she's around you quite a bit. She tells me she had to take care of you a lot as children.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she says, well, she says that that you know what you're supposed to do and you just need to do it now. She was a much stronger. When she died, I kind of feel like you lost a support system that was really strong and kind of helped you in making decisions like this and kept the chaos at a minimum. She says to tell you that she says to tell you that you already know what you're supposed to do and what she would tell you to do. You already have that in your head, so do it. I do see things getting much better for you. It might be a little bit of a tough Christmas for you, but you know what? The harder we have to work towards things, and sometimes the more we have to go through to get it, is the bigger the reward at the end. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. I don't ever like to tell people exactly what to do because it's not my place. Only you know yourself, and only you know what you're going through and what and how you feel. But Sierra, you have to look at yourself in the mirror each day and tell yourself how amazing you are, because you're a very strong woman. Do you have a daughter?
I have a stepdaughter.
Are you having issues with her?
I'm having issues with my son.
Oh, it's your son. Okay, yeah. This isn't going to get any better for a while, honey. I'm sorry. But as mothers, we never give up on our sons. We never give up on our daughters. We never give up on our children. And that's all I can tell you is don't give up on him. But you have to stop from him treating the way that you know that he's not supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. This is a tough one here. This is I've gone through something similar with my 16-year-old granddaughter, having issues and dealing. She lives with me, and we've had some growing pains, I guess we can say. So for you, unfortunately, at this time, I feel that things are going to get a little bit more difficult than before they get any better at all. Have you been able to take yourself out of the situation?
Not really.
Okay. That's kind of one of the first steps that I think you need to do is take a step back. Okay. Look at the situation. This is a really, really tough situation that you're in, because I feel like you're between a rock and a hard place. And sometimes we enable our kids in ways that we shouldn't. Okay?
Yeah.
Your sister says to stay strong, and that she goes, you know what to do. You have You have it in you. Okay?
Okay.
I'm so sorry that you're going through this right now, Sierra. Give me, shoot me an email. Ooh, I'm just doing all kinds of stuff tonight, giving away free readings here. Shoot me an email at terrylynboyle@gmail.com. Okay?
Okay.
And we'll see if we can't chat. There's been, I've got 3 of you now that I'm going to chat with, almost all about the same, similar kind of things. Okay. But for right now, you take care of yourself and you keep your chin up and just keep manifesting that things will be okay. All righty?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. You take care, Sierra.
Thanks.
And that's just about it for me tonight. I've got just a little bit more time to go again. See, sometimes just kids in general sometimes are so difficult. They're such a joy and they're so full of love. But whether they're in your belly or whether they are, in 16 years old or 35, you never know what's going to happen. But for the next week, I want you to take care of yourselves. Self-care, please. We're going to announce another contest next week for a free reading with me. I'm Terry Lynn Boyle, the Vancouver Island Medium. You can find me on Facebook as Vancouver Island Medium. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. It's either Vancouver Island Medium or Terry Lynn Boyle. Until next week, because we'll do this again, okay? So until next week, all of you, take care, love yourselves, love each other, and be kind to whoever happens to walk by. And I challenge you to say hello and good day every single day. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Mwah!
This is A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
A1R.
A1R. A1R.
A1R.
A1R.
A1R.
A1R. The Ask One Radio Network.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Well,
it's Wednesday, one of your favorite time of the day on Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I get to come talk to you guys. If you all wonder why I'm always incredibly smiley and happy when I'm coming on, when you see me on the show, it's because our amazing producer, Dave, always makes us laugh, and I always like to give him a shout out when when I'm thinking about it. But I'm always giggling and laughing hysterically because he's awesome. So just a shout out to Dave, and of course Connie too, because they're really great. So I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. You're not able to get through on the radio station this way and you're still looking for a reading, you can always go to my website, and I have lots of different options. But let's say you work during the week, or you're just not able to have that telephone or one-on-one reading. I have this really great thing that came to me through Inspiration with Spirit, and I got to back up a little bit here, got a little too close. I call them my spirit journals, and what I do is I write down, sorry, you're probably getting glare off there, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. This is just one of the different options that I have. But I connect with your personal guides, and I write down all of their messages in this little book. And it's usually about anywhere between 11 to 15 pages of personalized messages that directly will help you in your life and on your path right now, which I love doing these. I think they're really great. I've sold probably over like 200 of them now since I launched them in January, I think was when I launched them. And they're a lot of fun for me to do. So if you're looking for information on that, you can either go to my website and look under readings under the tab journal, or you can directly Facebook message me, and I'm happy to direct that. They're currently available only in Canada and the US, just for shipping reasons. But if you are living outside of that and you still want one, contact me directly and we can figure out what the shipping cost would be. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to share. Holy Hannah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm boiling. Okay, and I'm good for a caller whenever you guys are here, whenever you're good to call in. I'm super excited this week. I was a little tired today because I had a whole bunch of running around, so I drank a cup of coffee with caffeine, and I never do that. Hi, Shireen. I hear we have Shireen, and I'm sorry, I totally missed where you were calling from. Hi, Shireen.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am just fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
That is good. Where are you calling from?
Australia.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, what time is it in Australia?
It's 11:30 in the morning.
11:30 in the morning. Oh, that is a great time to be up and awake. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. I feel so excited that I have someone across the world with me today. That's amazing.
Well, that's excellent.
My mom was in Australia in December of last year, and she said it was the most beautiful place she's ever visited, and she just loved your country, and she didn't want to come home. She was there for 3 months.
Oh, yeah, it is really nice here.
Sorry, say that again?
Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I said it is very, very nice in Australia. It's a lovely place.
It is, yes, absolutely. Okay, well, I'm just I'm shuffling some cards here and just waiting for that connection to come through. And funny enough, I feel like I do have someone coming through, but before I talk about that, before I talk about sorry, I just saw a little note on my screen. I didn't quite catch it, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm just shuffling some cards here for you today to give you some advice. And it's Shireen. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. What a beautiful name. I absolutely love that. Oh,
thank you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm just... Shireen, I have a question for you, and I do feel like I have a female coming forward for you. Has your mom passed?
My mom?
Yeah, has your mom passed away?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. I'm happy that she hasn't.